All right, friends. So today I'm going to discuss in this series of multi-threading and Windows programming. I'm going to discuss about like how you can create two threads and both of these two threads how they can communicate. So I will create one sender thread and there will be one receiver thread. This sender thread, the task of this sender thread would be to send some messages, and these messages would be like these ones. These are the messages that I have created, and these are the IDs of those messages which will be sent to the receiver by the sender to the receiver. So here I have created two threads, create thread for receiver and one thread is for the sender. So I don't think I need to tell you this thing again, and I also don't think that I need to explain you anything regarding this wait for multiple objects and all these stuff. So let's write some code into the sender and receiver. So basically I'm going to create a sender thread to send some messages. So here I'm going to write like n index smaller is equal to 0, n index smaller than 6, and n index plus plus. Right. So now what we will do, we will keep sending the messages at an interval of 1 second. So I'm just adding a sleep here, and I will keep sending the messages here, post thread message. And here what I will do, I will just here I have just received the receiver ID, the thread ID for the receiver here. So just I will provide this receiver ID here. Sorry, this post thread message needs the receiver ID. So recvr ID, and then the next thing is the message, and which is an unsigned int, and that message is these messages numbers, and you can see that I have given these messages numbers in the form of the index of an array. So I simply can give it like an index, right? So that's why I have created the messages in this form. Okay, so now the next argument is wparam and lparam. I will let you know the significance, but as of now I will just pass these null to them, and that's it for the sender will keep sending the messages. Here I'm not going to use any of the thread synchronization because I'm adding here sleep. And one thing you need to note, like I have created the receiver thread first, so that receiver gets created first and it gets ready to receive before sender can start sending the messages. Because if sender is not, if receiver is not there, then where will these messages sent by the sender will land, right? So they will land nowhere. That is why I have just created the receiver thread first, and after that I can just add one sleep, I guess sleep 1000, so that it can also get some more time for any other stuff which may take some time. So within 1 second, what it will do, so receiver will be able to receiver will be able to get it up and running. So what is the code in the receiver which is needed? So here you just need to write like msg and msg. This is a structure msg. You can check this structure. It contains the various informations regarding what is the handle of the window and what is the message, lparam, wparam, and time and point where you need to put this. So all these things have their own significance, but for us, as of now, the only important thing is this message and this wparam. Okay, so let me just start it. So here I will write while get message. So this get message I will get here, and here what I will write, address of MSG, and then I will pass null because I don't have any window handle, and then just 0 and 0 because I don't want to pass anything else into them. These variables of third and fourth variable, they are of no importance as of now. So I'm just going to give them as 0. I will let you know about those parameters later. But as of now, you can see that it's get message, and here in this structure variable MSG, we are getting the message, and here we will just print this engl, and then you can just write like this msg dot message. Okay, just let me do one more thing. I have just prepared one more array s messages here. um, so at the 0th index this message is present, at the first index this message is present. So I will use this message which has been sent by the sender to display these messages. So I will just write like s messages and msg dot message, right? So msg.message is 0, so it will first it will be 0, so it will go to the first index, which is the 0th index of s messages, and it should print you welcome message, and then it should print like first message, second message, third, like that, right? So this should do like that. And this get message is basically, you need to remember two things. First thing is that get message is a blocking call, and it waits till it gets a new message in the message queue. All right, so this is basically where you are calling this get message. Basically, this get message is internally waiting for the message queue. There is a message queue with every thread which is associated with the thread, and in that message queue, every message is placed by the other threads or other applications. So here I am putting those messages through the sender thread. So using the post thread message, I'm putting the messages into the message queue. And this post thread message is not basically, this call is not basically a synchronous call. It's a non-synchronous call, which means it will just send the message, and it doesn't care like if the message was processed or not. It simply sends the message and forgets about it, right? It will not wait till this message is processed. So it will immediately move to the next iteration, and after 1 second it will send the next message. So I hope you got the point here, and I can just make a note here. Post thread message is not a blocking call. All right. So this is not a blocking call, and now let's see what happens. So here what will happen, this will keep waiting for messages to appear them into uh, the message queue, and once it is able to see any message into the message queue, it is able to print it, right? So that's it, guys, for the receiver and sender thread. So let's see. Now we need to run it. The rest of the things are fine. And I don't think I need to explain these two things. You already aware about these things because I have already explained in the previous videos. Okay, so all right, let's set go. So let's see what happens if all the messages are received or not. Okay, so first message is welcome message, and then second message by sender, third message by sender, fourth message by sender, and exiting after this message. Okay, so why it is not exiting? Because I have not written here a break. If actually I have written a message, last message is message exit. So here I need to do if msg dot message is equal to message message exit, then in that case what I should do, I should simply break from here. And now you will be able to see that these messages will be received. And you will notice one more thing, that the first message was not coming here, and that is because of the sleep that I have added. Because I already told you, here you can see that after the last message, exiting after this message, this might have broken. After this break, this loop got a break, and after that we come to here, and here it was waiting on these two threads, and since both the threads were done, so the program was done, right? So I hope you understood what I did here. It's like once the message exit is done, I just breaked it. And what happened with the message one, why it is not coming? Because of the sleep. When I'm sending the post thread message, since I already told you that post thread message is a non-synchronous call, it doesn't wait for the message to be processed by the other thread, and that is why it simply sends the message and just forget about it. So it just forget about it, and that's why it doesn't even if reached here, until then it placed a new message because of these sleep things. So in that case it might have got this second message, not the first message. Okay, so that is why it is not receiving the message, first message, and you can correct it, and I leave it up to you that how you will correct it. Something you must also do, like how you can correct it. In the next video, what I will do, I will let you know that without adding this sleep, and without adding this sleep and anything, with the help of synchronization, how we can achieve it. Because uh, in the real environment it will not be allowed, like you should add sleep and to wait for receiver to get up and running. Because when your application is big, and yes, its structure is big, then in that case you cannot assure that even after 1 second your receiver will be launched. It may be that before receiver your sender is launched, right? So that is why in the next video we will discuss about the kernel objects, and first of all I will discuss about the event kernel object, and I will discuss about the event kernel object along with the critical section, which I have already mentioned to you. Like, critical section is usually used for such kind of communication models along with the event kernel object, right? So the next approach would be to create one application, like I will use this application only, and then we will first discuss about the event kernel object. Basically we will first discuss about the kernel objects and their fundamentals, and then we will discuss about like what is event kernel object and how it works. And after the event kernel object we will see that how we can implement it with the same program along with the critical section object, right? Because critical section is used along with the event kernel object to ensure that first this thread or any other thread should be up and running, and then only the other thread should be signaled that yes, first thread is ready to receive the things which you want to send to it. Okay, so all these interesting things are there. So keep hanging with me, and you will certainly get good things here, good exercises here, and you will certainly learn very good things here. So please like, subscribe my channel, and I will meet you soon in the next video. Bye bye, have a nice day.